unless your entire interest is I've got to hurt non-whites. If
there
that's
it
your
is.
stated won the race. And
Okay. So let's.
But like, I got kids in these schools. I should spend. I got a lead on this guy. I don't. As a bad time. It's fascinating to watch because and you'll see people. There's a lot of interviews that will say it openly. You finally got a guy. It's like I just want to make sure that anyone who isn't white look at it and go like, I don't like unless you're in tears. Like, what would be better for you? If that guy won the race and like you look at the positions and policies and all of this sort of stuff and you just look at it and go like I don't like unless your entire interest is I've got to hurt non-whites. If that's your stated position as a person, if you're just like I just want to make sure that anyone who isn't white or anyone who is maybe gay has a bad time. If that's like what you're into, then that's the guy for it, right? You got a guy. You finally got a guy who will just come out and say it. This is what I stand for. You're just like, okay. Like if that's what you want to do, then hey, congratulations on having a candidate that will say it openly, as opposed to a handful of the previous candidates that maybe have been a little bit better at hiding it. I don't know. It's fascinating to watch because and you'll see people. There's a lot of interviews and all this stuff, and I try not to watch it because it's just like I don't want to like. At the same time, I don't like videos that are just like dunking on voters that are like that maybe are misinformed or whatever. And it's just like all these smarmy fucks with microphones going like, and what do you think about this? And then guys in their red hats going like, well, I think I don't, and they have no fucking idea what they're saying. But like at the same time, I don't take any pleasure in like watching that sort of stuff. It's not like, oh, look at that buffoon. Look at this.
So okay, basically, so Jeff Gerstmann, who you just heard, that's the Jeff Gerstmann show. I was playing it on my podcast app. That's the episode for October 29th, 2024. Of course. I think there's this like misinformation. I don't want to use the word campaign, but whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of misinformation about like why people voted for Trump, and the TV, CNN, MSNBC, all of the most obviously corporate, liberal news sources, they just want to paint Trump and people who intend on voting for Trump. I don't even think I'm a Trump supporter, right? They think, if you're voting for him, then you must be a racist. You have no other motivation but, as Jeff Gerstmann says, to hurt people of color and to hurt gays. And I don't know where the fuck he's getting this. I don't get it. People are voting for Trump. People voted for Trump because it just the economy was in the shitter, and every single issue that that the country seemed to have wasn't really met with a real solution. And then we were faced with 4 more years of the same person, Kamala. She was equally responsible as Biden. And it's just a lot of Americans said we don't trust her to do a good job. Like that's it. Like and yes, there are some Republicans that believe like that they're shipping in illegal immigrants, and that's a whole can of worms. I don't know if I believe that, but I'll tell you this, that like most of the delivery drivers around here don't speak English. I'll tell you that. If I need to ask them something, I can't. It's impossible to communicate with these guys, and they work in customer service. Now, I've worked with plenty of people that don't speak English in factories and warehouses. That was whatever. That was perfectly acceptable. I could work with them. But if you're approaching a customer for the first time, somebody you don't know, they're gonna have a hard time understanding you if you speak 2% English, right? I'm not talking about broken English. I'm not talking about like less than perfect English. I'm talking about like where you can't talk to people. I think I chose the wrong. Well, no, I think I got the right. Yeah, I got the right camera. So it's I'm gonna unplug this. Nope. Um, it's not. This is not a racial thing at all. Like I think people need to be able to communicate, and there's plenty of like white Americans I've seen who are just bad communicators and work in customer service, and I don't know what they're doing there. They need to go. Um, and it's no longer who's the best person for the job. It's just flood the market with whoever the hell. Not, like people should be able to. You should have to apply for working for all any of these delivery companies, but anyone can get the gig, and it's aggravating because customers are pissed with all of the brands, all of them, because most of the people that come to them now, they can't communicate with if they have to. They tell me this. The stores tell me this. This is not some Republican opinion. And these are people taking the jobs from people like me who have over 10,000 deliveries done, right? Who can communicate with people who intend on doing the job right. We get undercut by people that can't talk. Like that should be number one requirement. Can you communicate with people? If we were in like Southern California or like parts of the United States with a high Spanish speaking population, then that would be very important to know Spanish. I would understand that situation, but like around here, like uh, if you don't speak English, you're not going to be able to communicate with like 70% of the state at least, maybe more. And you got to be able to communicate. Like I spent a lot of years of my life not working in customer service because I didn't want to talk to people, but I can, and I do, and I bend over backwards for people if I fucking have to. It's. But I'm having a hard time finding work because every every shred of cash is being taken by, people that don't even know they're signing up for a bad deal. They're signing up for not a lot of money for some of these trips, and they don't even know it. It's crazy. I, this is the reason why people voted for Trump. We need to reclaim. We need to get our jobs back. We shouldn't. If you want to move here and take a job, you should meet the standard of the people that you're competing with. I don't think it's fair to have zero. Like if you go to many other first world countries, they're like, "Why are you here? What can you do? What's your job?" If you got zero to tell them, if you say nothing, they'll send your ass back to where you came from. A lot of other first world countries, they don't need people showing up that can't do anything, right? And these people can drive. I know how uh, they can drive. That's their one requirement. I don't know how well if they can't read the street signs. Um, and it sucks because I have a lot of liberal issues that I don't want left up to the Republicans. I don't. But the economy is so bad that I had to go that I had to fucking vote for Trump, and I didn't want to. Weed's not going to get legalized this time. We're going to have another 4 years of state by state, making weed legal in one way or another. And the Fed's just waiting and waiting and waiting because, I don't trust the Republicans to legalize it. I think Trump, unfortunately, he likes to toe the line. He doesn't like to upset his fan base, and he likes to pretend he's a Christian, and he likes to, I don't know, promote religion. And it's like, I don't think the government should be promoting religion, period. Um, like, most religions have some real dangerous commands in there. They have calls to violence. They, kill these people for doing this or that, for breaking our rules. Like the Bible commands you to murder homosexuals if you catch them in the act. You can Google that. It's in Leviticus. So, should the government be pushing religion? I don't think so. And this whole mindset, this whole line of, well, America's a Christian country. It's always been a Christian country. Like, that's bullshit. They added the "In God We Trust" long after the formation of this country. Um, it's just stuff that the Christians say. It's not based on facts. So if people think I'm some kind of right wing Trump supporter, no. There's a lot I don't like about the Republicans, and I don't. If people want to follow whatever religion, that's their business as an American. They are free to do it, but keep it out of government. Period. If it was a Muslim guy coming into our government talking about how passionate he is about Islam and Allah, then the Christians and huge chunks of America would lose their fucking minds. They would get so upset, even though it's the religion they follow. Um, it's a load of bullshit. This double standard that Christians have, the Republicans have. And what the fuck does religion have to do with running a country? Like, where did this? When did this? Why? Why do we keep turning to God when we should be turning to scientific data and facts? And what your countrymen are asking for? Not, I don't know. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Trump's not a Christian. He's never been a Christian. But whenever he talks about the Bible, I know he's just trying to make his followers happy. Nothing. There wouldn't be anything wrong with him being a Christian, but he shouldn't fake it. Like, it's embarrassing. Um. So I knew Jeff Gerstmann was left, like me, but I thought because he was older, he wasn't so extreme. But this this bullshit that Trump supporters are racist, and I'm not a Trump supporter. I'd rather have Bernie any day. Hit that fucking rewind button. Give us Bernie when Bernie was insanely popular. A couple terms ago, they robbed Bernie of his chance. And this bullshit that Bernie wasn't popular enough, that's just some shit that the Republicans say. That's not a fact. So frustrating. So if we would have been better off if Bernie got elected back then, like he should have, if they'd given him a fair shot. But now we have Trump, unfortunately. But we have to work with what we got. Um, I don't remember where I was going with all this. But I lost a lot of respect for Jeff Gerstmann on that video. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, there's a lot of people that just, you can tell they're not watching a lot of, like, raw videos. You can tell they're not, it's all the talking heads on the TV repeating the right or the left, whichever extreme side of the scale. But there's, I watch a lot of raw videos. I just watch the video of Trump or Biden or Kamala saying what they say. And then I talk to people that say, oh, this is what happened. And I go, no, that's not what happened, but I know that's what the media keeps saying happened. And I'm like, here's the video. Like, the Kyle Rittenhouse situation where he got jumped by a few guys. That guy got jumped. The fucking guy got jumped by a few guys, and he shot the guys after he had ran away, right? And these guys were there to do harm. These were not peaceful protesters. And Kyle didn't shoot. Kyle didn't fire the first shot. One of those guys pulled a handgun and fired a shot into the ground because he's sloppy with his shit. What happened to my stream? This is not good, fellas. And so everyone was telling me what happened at that whole thing with stop stream.